Hello friends, it's Julie with Butterfly Papers, and I feel like I haven't done a video for a while because I actually pre-recorded the last few. I picked up my entries for the fair, and now I know what they like there. So this one, of course, is my favorite one, the one that I was hoping. It's very arty, and I entered these into the the recycled, reclaimed materials category in the Art Barn. This is in Montana Fair in Billings, Montana, and this one got nothing. So I was really disappointed that didn't get anything because there wasn't a lot of entries. There's maybe like 20 to 30 entries in the whole case. So anyways, that got nothing, but it's still my favorite. And then the Farmer Boy, which I was surprised by, he got a white. Because I put a lot of time in this one, a lot more than a normal journal because of all the tearing and the edging. So they don't like, whoever was judging did not like grungy, vintage looking things. Even though this is obviously reclaimed art, the ones that got the higher marks didn't look like reclaimed art. Maybe that's what they're looking for. I don't know. And then I will put a picture here of the one that I don't know if I did a video of this one, but this one was a throw it together one. And I did put all of these for sale because you can do that. And this one got the blue ribbon and it sold. So these two did not sell. They didn't do as well. So they obviously like the very pretty, bright colors, not the grungy. So now I know for next year to enter that kind of thing. So that's the update in that. Now, I'm also going to share with you the journals that I have been making. And this is with my use it or lose it method, and I don't know if I've shared much of these with you, but this one is a butterfly journal, and I'll just do a flip through as I talked about what I did last week. I'm sorry about my finger. I had just sliced it open this morning, and I had a Band-Aid on it all morning, and now it needs to like air out, so I'm sorry if it bothers you. I love this, how I wanted to put butterflies peeking out the edge. I've been kind of hoarding the stash of cutout butterflies. Some of them I fussy cut, some of them I have collected, but I love the symbolism of butterflies. And this one, got a pocket here. Maybe I should grab something here. So this one is a pocket, if I could actually, there we go. And this was on the cover of the paper pad butterfly study. And this one, I mean, I just kept all of these very simple. And where I folded it over here, I just put something, oh, this one I made into a pocket, but sometimes I just put a little strip of something on it. And I tried to include butterfly on most pages, and look at, I have a lot of empty space here. I think my thought was to come back with some stamps and stenciling on here, and I haven't done that yet. Folded the butterfly there, and just very plain, not a lot of extra stuff in it because I am trying to use up all my materials and that. So I'll just do a quick flip. But last week, my husband and I traveled from Montana to Minnesota in the car with the puppy. We did it in one day. It was about a 17-hour drive in order to move his parents from their 30-plus year home into a small 2-bedroom senior living place. This is a postcard. I love this image. And it was very difficult because his mom is having memory issues and wasn't on top of things, and there's a lot to pack up. A lot of things that they were very resistant to packing, even though the moving truck came in 2 days. So we just had to do it. We just, he had 2 brothers and they are both married. So I'm just going to do that. And so it wasn't just us. And then one of the grandchildren came too. This is from greeting card. I have saved butterfly images up for a long time. And so, yeah, and then going to Minnesota in July is not the ideal thing to do because it is so humid compared to Montana, which is very not humid. Not really, not, at least to the eastern part where I live. And it was just not a fun thing because it was so hot the first night we could barely sleep. Anyways, And then, you know, you're moving, and you've got a father-in-law who's stressed out, and mother-in-law who is like questioning, why are you packing this up? And it's like, we're trying to help you. And I don't know. So it was very difficult. There's a few things we should have done differently. Like, if you ever do this, you just give them each a suitcase and tell them that they need to pack up for, oops, this is glue in. Pretend that they're going to someplace for 3 days and pack up all the clothes, the toiletries, their meds, their important papers in that suitcase. And do that, because there were a couple papers that got packed. We had no idea that those, you know, because if you're packing up all their stuff, you don't know what they set aside and what they don't want in and what they don't. And they had an auction on the Saturday before they moved, and of course, you know, 2 days later they were supposed to be completely out of the house. It's crazy times. So I knew I couldn't do much because I have had some back issues. I'm actually waiting on getting a call to make an appointment for an injection. And anything bending and lifting, it exasperates it. So I told them I'm going to be no help, but I'll be moral support. And I could do small things, but I couldn't do the lifting and stuff. I could pack a box, but I couldn't like lift it and carry it too much. So I wasn't a lot of help, but the help that I was to my husband was I was able to help him drive. I love this belly band. It's one of my favorites. So that was our week, and I did pre-record the videos, the last 2 videos, so they would play while I was gone. So I feel like I haven't done a video in so long, and here I am chattering away like a magpie. I don't know, like that. Okay. So by the way, these journals I'm going to be putting in my the bookstore, and so on commission. This is a Montana one, and so I did put things in here. I don't know if I'm going to keep them in there, all of this stuff, but anyways, yeah. So that's one thing. If you ever move people, tell them to do that. It has been like 30 plus years since I moved, and yeah, they didn't have a clue about how much work and how much stuff is always at the end, and plus the auction, and then the stress of, you know, going through and selling your life. Basically, he had a carpentry shop, or he was a carpenter, and he did, when my husband was growing up, that's how he supported the company, by his business. His company, his family, was his own business, doing carpentry work. And he sold all of his equipment, all of his tools. It's basically like saying goodbye to your life, and you're not able to do it anymore. And yeah, they are at the point where they need to make the changes, and I'm really glad that they decided to make the move now and not when they had to, because that would have been worse. But I'm really happy that they initiated all of this. None of their sons initiated it, which was good. And yeah, so just watching all that stuff being sold, for some of the stuff for pennies that he handmade, basically, because there wasn't a big huge turnout. It was kind of heartbreaking. And I've thought about what's in my office, because I've talked to you about I'm downsizing. If it came to it, most of the stuff in my office, people would probably come along and just say, this isn't even worth selling. Just throw it away. I mean, it's just scrap paper and little pieces of ribbon and whatever. You know, just, you know what it's like. You know, grungy looking paper, old patterns, old things. And I think that other people aren't going to value it like you and I would. So I'm just thinking about, it's a good thing that I'm doing, of doing the use it or lose it, or I'm just trying to go through, see how many junk journals I can make out of my stash by the end of the year. And I have been really good. I have not gotten anything else. I've been avoiding going to thrift stores, and even though we were there often dropping things off, I did not go in and get anything. I did get a couple things from the sale some books, but it was in a lot of books that were family Bibles. So I kept that because I'm the genealogist in my family, so that makes me value that. And I think someday somebody will want those. And I think she just wasn't aware of what she was getting rid of. So I think I needed to save those. Did I show you this one? I don't know. It seems familiar, but I'll just see it again, just while I'm talking. I just would challenge you to just downsize a little bit. I want to think about what would happen if you needed to move quick, or you had to make a lifestyle change, or something happened. How would that go about? What is really important? I know we see value in everything. I mean, in business envelopes and cereal boxes and junk mail, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that we also have to do it with an eye of how much do I need? Because I actually spent the last couple days just boxing up stuff that's laying around the room and saying, I'm just going to go through these boxes later. So now they're just more neat and I can see what I have. And I'm like, I've got, how many boxes? I've got 7 boxes. And one of them is a nice big bin. And I don't need all that. So I know there's a couple people who said in previous comments, I would love to have some of your things. So I was thinking about selling some of these things to you or whatever. I did reach 1,000 subscribers. Thank you, everybody that subscribed. I don't like to ask people to subscribe because I believe that if I am doing a good job, you will do it without being asked. So I'm very thankful. And I'm not yet monetized because I need to get the watch hours up. You have 2 criteria on YouTube. And one is the 1,000 subscribers, and the other one is you need so much watch time. People have to watch your videos so much. This is a little scrappy notebook. So I lost my train of thought probably, and I'll be editing this video and go, Julie, really? Okay, so I'm going to look at selling those things. A few people have actually asked how can we find them, or I'll have to look through the comments again. This was before the move, so my brain is a little different now. Yeah, I definitely did show you this one before, but enjoy it again while I talk. And then I was wondering, would you be interested in a Facebook group? And then I could just post things there for sale. We could do it through PayPal or something, or Venmo or something like that for payment. I would do everything if I did PayPal, I would do invoices, so you would, if something happened, you would be able to get your money back. I'm not saying that I'm a bad seller, but I'm just to give you the peace of mind that you're not just sending money to somebody and not get anything. You have no recourse. So that's a possibility. Another one is I keep doing Ko-fi and put those things on there as well. And that, in a way, is easier because you don't have to join a Facebook group. You can just go out and purchase it online. I could also go and do my Etsy shop, but a lot of the things that I have that I want to sell are probably not things that are really worth listing on Etsy or worth the fees. Maybe I could just list it a little. There's a lot less fees on Ko-fi, and really the only fees if I sell directly to you would be the PayPal or processing fees. So let me know what you think. I think that there's like a couple other people that expressed interest in connection with all of you viewers, and I know that I only have a little over 1,000 subscribers, so it's possible that there's just not enough people right now to start something like that. But just thinking about it for down the road, if things continue, more people come on and enjoy working with me, and we can do more together. Well, let me know what you think. So these 3 were the ones that I have made recently, and I am working on another one. I did mention that I am working on writing a book, and somebody mentioned making a junk journal. It was a while ago. Junk journal based on their character. What if your character had a junk journal? What would it look like in that? I'm like, whoa. Well, that's really a cool idea. But then I'll be working on the journal, not my book. So I'm thinking about making that. We'll see. And then I also would like to make one for this okay, this might sound weird, but I play this game called June's Journey, and I am in the creators community where we, because I have a small YouTube channel, very small, I don't put a lot of time into it. I was thinking about making a junk journal that was like a mystery journal for that. And it doesn't have to be just June, but it's the 1920s and lady detective kind of a journal. So thinking about those as well. So depending on when I get these videos out, these are going into the store on Wednesday. So if you are interested in any of them, you need to let me know before that. You may only have a day to do that. And plus, this one is going in. And I don't know about this guy. I would like to keep this one because I just love this. I love her. But what am I going to do with her? So I'm not sure. If you are interested in this one at all, let me know. I really enjoy the process of making them. But my heart really is in using something what is like this. This would be, except for a little too much stuff sticking out. But this to me, and this one, would be what I like to use the most. Something like this is really, really hard to put in my backpack and take to my writing group. I don't know what to do with it. I love this one. I would not sell it to you for this price. They take a commission at the fair. I probably won't make a good deal. If you're interested in it, I have a video of the flip through. I just don't know how to price this one. But anyways, so that's what's going on, and I have some ideas for videos coming down the line, and I hope that you stay tuned, and thank you so much for your thank you so much for subscribing and your likes and your comments. I just enjoy you all so much, and I will see you on the next page. Goodbye.